Today, we're sitting down with Jordan Legg, Chief AI Officer at Takara, to talk about something that's been a long time coming for anyone who's spent hours hunting through a code base for the right function, the right reference, the right piece of context. That something is Miru. In this conversation, Jordan walks us through why Takara built Miru, how it fits into the broader AI coding ecosystem, and what it unlocks for developers in the tools they rely on every day. Let's get into it. Who's Jordan Legg? And how does a self-taught kid who started by modding Minecraft end up building AI models used around the world?
That's a great question. I haven't got a clue. I mean, I guess it's just one of those things where you try and figure out how to solve one problem. And, when I was very young, I tried to solve the problem of my parents had a terrible internet connection and I wanted to make Minecraft better. And that's just sort of happened over time and solving more and learning more to just a position that you get in where you can train AI models. It's just, at the end of the day, it's just software, just like Minecraft is, I guess.
If you've used an AI coding tool, you've watched it crawl through a whole code base just to find one thing, and that costs money.
Yeah, it does.
What's actually going wrong there?
Well, it's all about the AI doesn't really understand anything about you or the code that you're working on. And so it has to spend a lot of time trying to work out where it is, what code base it is, what your standards are. And that just takes a lot of time, a lot of tool calls, a lot of rigmarole. It's like trying to read an entire book rather than just getting straight to the right thing the first time.
In one sentence, what is Miru, and what does it do about that?
Well, Miru is a tool that essentially gives it the ability to make a singular search and retrieve the code that it actually needs, rather than the agent having to go and search every single file in the code base. Miru allows the agent to just search for the code it absolutely needs, so it can get that job done much faster and much more cost effectively.
It works using something called semantic search.
That's right.
Explain that like I'm not a developer. Why is it smarter than just searching for keywords?
Great question. It's essentially the difference between, comparing a keyword to a whole bunch of text and, something like Google actually being useful. So Google is the same thing, semantic search. I type in a search query and I get websites. Miru is the same thing, but instead of we're searching for websites, an AI is doing the searching and we return relevant bits of code instead.
Your whole thing is running this on ordinary CPUs. No expensive GPU. Why does that matter?
It matters because GPUs are very expensive. And even if you do have the money, let's say you have the money, they're incredibly hard to get a hold of, either to buy or even to rent their time in large hyperscalers. And so CPUs are just ubiquitous and they're very cheap to deploy.
You're saying up to 40% fewer tokens, which basically means up to 40% cheaper. Where does that saving actually come from?
The saving comes from the searching that the agent has to do for code. If I make a code change, I want to change the home page to say something new. The agent has to search for the home page first and then make that change. Now, previously, that's the very expensive version. But with Miru, it just makes one call, retrieves a small amount of code that's very economical, and then it can make that change. And that difference is that 4% difference that you see. It's the difference between reading all the code and just the code that it actually needs.
You're saying up to 40% fewer tokens, which basically means up to 40% cheaper. Where does that saving actually come from?
Honestly, it's a great question because we don't, interact with the output of what your agent does. It's just the same end output result, but a different way to get there. So it'd be the same as, I go in Google Maps and I type in the address of my parents' house. I could take the scenic route and spend 3 days getting to my parents' house, or I could take the optimized path down the M1 across the A road and I get to the same place, but just a lot faster and a lot more effectively.
Where does Miru fit in the bigger picture of what you're building at Takara?
Well, we're building a lot of tools at Takara, especially with DS1 and Miru, to reduce the cost of AI as close to zero as possible. And Miru is just the latest tool that we've made. It saves a great deal of money for people around the world. And I've been demoing it. It's super exciting to demo to people because they have no idea this tool exists. They have no idea that this was even possible. And they just can't wait to get their hands on it. And so you can go on our website, you can sign up, you can work with us, we'll give you some tokens to try it out, and you can get started straight away. It doesn't impact the way you work, and off you go. Save some money.
What's got you most excited about what's next? And where can people try it?
What's got me most excited is every time I talk to people, they have no idea that something like this exists. They had no idea that you could actually save money and actually get more for your money, in your current plan. And I'm just very excited for more people to try it. And I see their faces when I demo it to them. It's just really awesome to say, oh my God, I can't believe this existed. I really want to try it. And, you can go on our website and sign in. We can give you some tokens to try it out. And away you go.
Miru. Strange name. Why is it called that?
It's called that because, like everything else at Takara, we're a big fan of Japan and Japanese culture. And Miru means to look or to see. Yeah. And that's what we're doing for agents. We're giving them a way to see code that they've not had before in just a much better way.
Thank you for talking to us today, Jordan.